Yo, man, it's almost 4:30. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
This is the social norm.
1, 2. You want top dollar and pop bottles and drop knowledge. Hit the throttle on nice autos without college. Do yourself a solid, put them boys on your screen. Wait, who do you mean? I mean canteen and beans. When the social norm is on, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it, The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys established a gamut of information from relations to dating to when your leader gets impatient. They're lacing the nation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30. The Social Norm Podcast, you heard me?
It's the social norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the social norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the social norm.
And I'm
Yup. Yo. You already know what it is, man. Hey, we back at it again with another one. I'm your boy Canteen. This my man Beans.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, it's the social normal. We talk to you fellas, make y'all think a little different, open y'all minds up so y'all can be the best y'all can be. Now, today, we got another banger for y'all. Today's what? Monday? Yeah, today Monday, man. We got through the weekend. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. It got a little testy from past episodes that we had just done. And I figured, you know what? We here and I want to address some things. Now, today's episode is called Monkey See, Monkey Do. Before I ever get in this, I'm going to give you the disclaimer. This is me and Bean's personal opinion. This is not factual. This is not the end all be all. This is not the who said it and why. This is not your mama told you and I said it. This is just me and Bean's personal opinion. So we got ours, you got yours. We're going to respect them both. Now, since I got that out the way, because y'all seem to forget that every time, I got, hit with, I guess it would be considered what, black Twitter, black,
It was a barrage of
the black mafia, whatever you want to call it, of people in our lives that felt some type of way because not last episode, but the episode before,
2 episodes
ago, I had pretty much talked about some unruly people that I came across during an event. And some things that when I was in school, how I perceived being in an all black environment. And I called some of these people monkeys. And I got a little uproar from it, but I thought about it all last night.
Okay.
And I thought about if I was going to apologize, if I was going to retract my statement, if I was going to double down and try to go even harder on the subject. But what I realized is, I could have used better words, but that's how I felt. I was frustrated with the current position that I see black people in our society.
Okay.
And from my frustration, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. So I said what I felt they reminded me of. Not in a malicious of a racist way was I trying to say anything of, because they were black people or people of color.
But can you understand why the people were mad at you though? Like why they thought that?
I can understand why they thought what they thought, but I also am not apologizing for what I said. I apologize for how it made, if it's made someone feel small and it made someone feel less than a man or a woman, I apologize for that. Because I think we all can understand as being black people, somewhere in our lives we face that.
Yes.
We face from what people have tried to put onto us, restrictions or whatever the case may be, to make us feel less than. And that's not what we're here on the show to do. I don't want to make nobody feel less than. But I also want to get into why we feel less than. Because I told you before, I think the reason I disconnect from why it offends why it would feel offensive to me is because I don't truly feel I'm a monkey. I don't feel that I come from less than. I feel I come from kings and queens. And I carry myself in that mindset of when I see other people that look like me and they're not carrying themselves a certain way. Now I'm not sitting there saying I'm the most cleanest or the most talk, best speaker or nothing like that, but I know when how to carry myself in certain situations.
Yeah, and I don't think they feel like they're monkeys. Like I said this before, I think it's the intent behind what you were saying,
Okay, so
or
then,
the intent of behind what is said. You know, if that
but
makes
the
sense.
intent was to, because of my frustration of how I see certain black people or just certain people in general that I have to associate myself with because we look alike. I get frustrated and I lash and say how I truly feel. They make me, because they fit the stereotype that the people who are trying to oppress us want. And because of that, I get frustrated and I say what I truly think. And maybe could I have said things a nicer way? Yes.
Yes.
But once again, I said, what if you disgraced your family? Do you think your mother and your father or people who you see as authority figure in your life, would they talk to you nicely? Or would they berate you and say things that would make you feel low of low, to pretty much make you understand how serious you have, what position you have put them in?
No, I understand what you're saying, but also when you mention the people who have oppressed us, they've also used that same type of language.
At some point, the only way you can grow is to not care about what someone who has oppressed you in the past thinks. We as a society have cared too much about what white people think. We treat ourselves completely different around white folks than we do around our own culture because we care about, do they see us as human? Do they see us as equals? Why do you care so much? Why do you care if they see you as an equal? And the only way this is my mind, if I cared more about them seeing me as an equal, then that means I care more about what they think than I do my own self.
I think it's because they haven't seen us as equals for so long
And
that makes it such a
but see, this is the thing about self love and self respect. You could think I'm nothing, but as long as I believe I'm everything, it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks but yourself and how you feel about yourself.
and I get that, but can you also understand? Okay, so we've all have gone through some type of
Yes.
racism, right? And stuff it does stay with you,
But see, this is the
and
thing.
and
Go ahead.
and you got to understand that sometimes it can be triggering.
No, it can be, but this is the thing. You get in life, you're going to get beat down. You're going to have people who are going to tell you can't do something, you're not capable of it. They're going to try to put boundaries in your life. The only way those boundaries are set in your life is if you accept them. You don't have to accept the boundaries. And this is where, and I hate to say this, but I was talking about somebody. Remember when Kanye West
Mhm.
said slavery was a choice?
Boy,
And a lot of black people were in uproar about it. And I said, okay, let me think about what he's trying to say. And not just literally take exactly what he said and just run with it. What I believe he was trying to say is that in anything you do in life, everything is a choice. Meaning, there's if you know about the Pan Atlantic trade system,
Uh-huh.
they took guys from pretty much the west coast of North Africa, and they transported them all the way to the Caribbeans and of North America. In those travels, they were jam packed in those boats, right?
Yep.
Some people died from disease. Some people just died from asphyxiation, whatever. But there were some people who literally jumped over off the boat to the watery grave and died from either sharks or drowning, whatever case may be. At that point, they chose to rather drown and take what the sea gonna give them than live their life in bondage and slavery. And I'm trying to and I think what people don't realize about, because Kanye is a complex person.
He is.
And I think that's the same way. And I mean, I understood what he was saying with that. He's trying to say everything in this world is a choice. The choice might not be something. If you might have to pay the ultimate price for not choosing this other life.
But it comes down to that case of course, because I thought the same. I was like, what is this fool talking about? I thought the same thing. But then when I sat there and thought about it, I understood him.
And the simple-minded person would just jump into be like, oh, he's dead wrong for that.
But it comes down to he has to choose his words better.
I don't think he does.
Because
this is the thing. You keep saying people have to choose their words better. Why can't people start choosing their mind better and how they think?
Because that's just not everybody.
No, we don't see. No, that's because we don't challenge. We don't challenge people and how they think. We challenge them people how many people feel. Oh, well, that made me feel some type of way. Well, maybe you got the problem because you feel triggered from something because you don't think your perspective is wrong.
Listen, I totally understand. You're right. People gotta open their mind.
You want us to dumb it down.
Listen, sometimes you got to.
Sometimes you do, but not every time.
Some people just like that moment when Kanye said that.
That
was the time.
I don't know. No, what he was doing was he was asking people, especially black people, to think outside the box of what you've been used to thinking like and living like, and think outside to where, wow, if you really do look at life in a broader span, everything is a choice.
Okay, maybe not to choose his words better. Maybe he needs to explain. Maybe that might be a better,
and that's fine. If people, the thing is, and that's the same way with me. I've always said, if people need to ask, if you don't understand what someone's saying, ask them to explain it. Don't jump down their throats because you're simple-minded and you can't understand where they're coming from. You just take it as boom, that statement, that's it. You don't think the statement through or wonder why he's saying what he's saying.
Well, the thing is, not to bring it back to this, but the monkey statement kind of sounds kind of straightforward though. Like,
no, I told you, my calling them monkeys was never because of the color of their skin. It was because of how they were acting, how they acted. That's it.
But can you understand why they took it like that?
I can understand it because you guys, like I said, you put yourself in that category. You think because they're black.
We didn't put ourselves in that category.
No, you did because you accepted it.
No, we didn't.
Listen, no, what I'm trying to explain is this. You accept that when someone says monkey, because white people called black people monkeys, you accept that this means black person. That's what you accepted because somebody else said it.
Because who else? Because they don't.
And I'm trying to tell you,
we even looked it up. More brown people.
I just showed you people in England called monkeys, and they're talking about Indian people.
Still, they ain't just talking about Indians.
That's what it's. I'm telling you,
know. I'm just saying. So in most cases in America,
what I'm saying is
this is what they talk about.
Okay, let me explain something to you. The same way a white person back in the day called black people monkeys, and now black people to this day accept when somebody's called monkey, they accept it as monkey. If back in the day they called black people stupid. If I call you stupid, That doesn't. You don't have to accept that. What I'm saying. You can, but if you want to accept that, that's what it is. When I say stupid, I mean beans. And every time I say stupid, you should accept that as beans. You don't have to accept that.
Nobody is.
You have. You don't realize it, but you have. You are accepting it because if you get triggered by it, you are accepting it. You are saying
they're saying who else are they talking about? Who else would they be talking about? They don't talk. They ain't.
And I'm trying to. And I've already explained to you why I said what I said. I said it wasn't a skin color. It was an action. If you act out, that's how I see you. And it doesn't matter about your race. Now,
you gotta say it. Most black people ain't gonna see it like that.
I know they're not, because most people, I'm not even saying black, most people think inside a box. They don't think outside the box. They don't think, let me analyze this a little bit more. They just react. And that's back to what I was saying about being thought of as royalty, thinking of you yourself as being born from kings and queens. A lot of the reason we are put in these positions of black people acting out, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock in the middle of the Oscars, the group of brown people that I've seen fighting each other in the urban area where the kids were. And you said you've seen them at Chuck E. Cheese fighting.
True.
It's because they don't feel that they are truly of royalty because they don't carry themselves that way. And at some point,
is it fair? And I'm not trying to cut you off.
Go ahead, talk to me.
Is it fair to talk about how people feel?
Is it?
You know what I mean? Is it
not fair?
Is it no? If people, how do you know how they feel?
I know how they feel because of how they react. If somebody, the one thing I've learned about people is if you are insecure and you don't feel highly of yourself, you're going to carry yourself as insecure. How you carry yourself is how you feel about yourself. If you say something, I say, no, that ain't how it is. You're like, you're right, it ain't. Every time you say something about what you think, and I say no, and you fold and you go right back into it, and you go back to what I say it is, that lets you know you're not a person of belief in yourself.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Okay, in the same way, if somebody challenges you and says something you don't like, or offends you in a way you don't like, and the first thing you react to is extreme measures of attacking them and fighting them and being belligerent, you carry yourself of a person that doesn't feel of a higher standard. You can say whatever you want to say, but how you carry yourself, your actions. Do you ever heard the old saying, actions speak louder than words?
Of course.
So you can say whatever you want to say, but how you react to things tells it all. And that's the real truth of the matter. And nobody wants to talk about how we as a people react to things. Because I thought about this all last night. I'm telling you, I really did. I thought about people who in the past that look like me and you. How did they carry themselves that I thought were more of like nobility, of royalty, of kings and queens? I think back at Martin Luther King. I think back at, and I know when people say this, I think back at Malcolm X. As much as people try to say Malcolm X was about hurting other people, eye for an eye, did you ever see Malcolm X actually harm anybody? Malcolm X stood for what he said, and he never backed down. And if he felt he was wrong, he'd say he was wrong. But for the most part, he never backed down on what he said.
As far as I know, I can't think of any time.
Martin Luther King always said, we are going to be better than the people who are trying to oppress us. We will not react off of things that are of lower status. But somewhere along the line, our people have lost that to where they react to anything.
And I'm not saying Martin Luther King was wrong, but there are people who disagree with him.
That's fine.
And
let me ask you this.
And there are people who disagree with Malcolm X.
And let me ask you this. The people who disagree with him, where do they rank in society next to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X?
That's true.
Legends are born. No, my bad. Legends are made because of the choices they make. And Martin Luther King chose to live his life at a nobility status. He was not going to be caught attacking the oppressors because he knew there was a bigger picture in matter. He knew he carried himself as a man of royalty, and he would not stoop down to their level. Now, some people can call that soft, but I think it's misleading. I think it's more. We're so used to not turning another tree, and I'm gonna hit you with somebody even more godly, more king like than Martin Luther King. And I said, who I said, Malcolm X, Gandhi. Gandhi was another one who didn't fold under someone pushing them, hurting them, spitting in their face, doing because he knew he had a bigger purpose. He knew he had to carry himself a certain way. And I'm gonna hit you with the ultimate one of all time, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I just finished watching Passion of the Christ. People forget that Jesus Christ, King of all kings, was crucified, was spit on, was beat, was made to carry the cross all the way through town to his own crucifixion, or whatever the word I might be messing up.
Crucifixion.
Crucifixion. There we go.
There we go.
And but us as a people in today, 2022, somebody say anything to us, we snap. We flip out. We have no control over ourselves. But then you get mad at me because I say something that's come from the heart because of how I see things going. See, you're mad more about how people make you feel than the actual actions that they talking about. And I told you, this show is about making men think outside the box and making them be a better person. And I told you, we're trying to build men here. So as a man, how would I look like if I didn't, like I said, I apologize for making anybody feel small. But if I don't stand on what I say, and because I didn't do it in a malicious way, I meant it by strictly what I'm saying right now.
Your intent was not to
yes
offend or
so
make anybody feel small.
Yes.
Is what you're trying to say. Okay.
Thank you. See, he's like my interpreter. Sometimes I can't say the things I always mean in my head. But as a man, that's what being a man is. You standing up and saying what you said and owning it. Not shying away from it, not running and tucking your tail and trying to please everybody else. It's about saying what you feel.
Here goes the thing. Now, I know you hate when I say you could say it better. You could choose better words.
Yeah.
Here goes a. I don't think you realize this, but you do. When we talk, sometimes you do say the same thing. You just don't use the same words sometimes. I don't think you realize you do that.
No, you're right. And I do. No, I probably do. But when I'm saying the word I'm saying that you cringe from,
I'm like, ugh, yeah.
I said it because that's how I felt.
I'm
gonna give you an example. Malcolm X used to call white people white devils.
I get that.
You think he didn't feel that way?
Of course he did.
So why would I shy away if Malcolm X didn't shy away from what he said? If he felt he used to call black people house niggas and everything. And guess what? People got bent out of shape. Now I do understand. We all know the results that happened to Malcolm X. But at the end of the day, Malcolm X,
Martin Luther King,
and Martin Luther King,
Gandhi, and Jesus.
And guess what? They're legends.
Yeah,
they're icons. They're legends. They will always be a place for them because they stood on what they stood on. And if you can't live your life and stand on what you stand on, what's the point of living? Y'all just tell me that. Hey man, if you like the content, you know what it is, man. Hit the like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Go and hit that notification bell so you won't miss none of our videos. And I want y'all to understand something. You gotta carry yourself as if you are of nobility. We gotta stop getting so reactive of what other people, because we want to feel. We want other people to think we're so important. And the thing is, You can't make other people feel you important until you feel you important. You gotta feel you important. You gotta believe it. If you believe you're important, guess what? That stuff permeates, and you're gonna be like, man, I don't know. It's something about how he carry himself. It's something about how she carry herself. She just feel like she's of important, and I think she important too. And that just comes with self-confidence. That's you saying, I know who I am. And no one, whether they be male, female, white, black, can tell you otherwise. And that's why I'm saying, it's so many stories that I just see this in, in Roots. You know what I mean? Kunta Kinte, they tried to break him so many times. And maybe on the surface, he might tell them what they need to tell him to move on. But in his heart and his soul, he was Kunta Kinte from the Gabi tribe. That, you know what I mean? And he would say that to himself because he knew you can't break inside. I control what I feel about myself, not you. I can't say nothing to you to make you truly feel how I want you to feel unless you accept it.
So basically, I'm trying to wrap this all together here. So when you saw this thing at
hit that, don't go into that Cash App, go hit my man with the one time. He liked the Lunchables. Go ahead.
Okay, so when you was at what was it, Sky Zone or whatever you was
Yes,
at,
Urban Air.
Urban Air, and you saw this situation happen.
I was ashamed.
You was just saying, and you felt what your mind was thinking was, you guys need to be ashamed of yourself.
I was ashamed.
We need to do better.
We got to do better. I was ashamed to associate myself with those people because I know a few bad apples rise to the whole bunch. And I felt frustrated and mad because I'm like, I'm trying to do positive things.
Listen.
And these people are so lost.
I get that. Listen, we've all been there. We all been at, like, out to eat or out somewhere, and we've seen, like I said, I've seen that Chuck E. Cheese. Been there. And I think people understand. People are mad at you understand that part of it. Like, okay, we all been there.
Then that should be it.
But it's when you say
that should be it. The only
monkey.
Now let me say this. Now look, when I said it I said it on this platform, everybody can see it. And they said, and the thing was, it wasn't that they was mad that I called them monkeys. It was that they was mad that other people in the world saw me call them monkeys. And this is the thing. The reality of it is they're mad because white folks see this. And I'm saying, when are we as black people going to stop caring about what white people think about us? When are we going to hold ourselves accountable and care only about what we think?
I don't think. Okay, let me try to make this make sense. I think it's the fact that you as a black man are saying this, and it's just perpetuating it. You know what I mean? We expect. I'm trying to make this make sense. We expect them, not all white people. We expect them to think that about us, but we don't expect you, being a black man, to say that about our.
Oh, you don't think I should think that?
Yes.
When I see what I see,
or at least shouldn't say it.
Oh, I can think it, but I can't say it.
Listen, some things are just
why? Why?
Listen.
Why can't I think something, but I can't say it?
Well, you shouldn't at least think it about your own. At least
I shouldn't think it.
No, not about your own.
If they do it, I shouldn't think it. So let me ask you this: so if I seen somebody, I only seen black people. This is a hypothetical situation. If I seen black people be drunks my whole life, let's just say I just seen black people be drunks. I'm not supposed to think that these motherfuckers are drunks.
That's not the same thing, though.
Well, no, it is
because one's racial, one's not. It don't. You know what I mean? It don't really equate to me. I know what you're saying. I see. What you're saying.
Okay. How about this? Well, you, like I said, you keep only looking at it as a racial thing because you've accepted what white people have made it. That's what you have accepted. I don't accept that.
I get that. I get you don't accept that. I've
if you accept it, I have
conversations with you to understand. Yes. Okay, this is what he thinks.
I don't accept that but the word monkey means black people. I don't accept that. That's just me. because I don't look at myself as a monkey, and I never will. So the fact that I said I look at unruly people as monkeys that's exactly what it is for me. You can look at, you might think only thing you hear in your mind is black people, and that's what you've accepted. Cool. I can see why you get offended. I don't accept that.
Okay.
So don't be mad at me.
I'm saying as long as I'm just trying to get you to understand.
No, I understand it. But
we're coming from.
I get it. The box you put yourself in is what you put yourself in. I don't put myself in that box. So I can understand the confusion and how we don't see eye to eye on certain things. I just don't accept that. It's nothing about I'm not trying to be malicious. I'm not trying to make you feel less than. I just don't accept that black people are monkeys. I accept people, but you do though.
No, I don't.
No, you accept the term as being a black person.
Especially when it's
not that black people are monkeys, that you accept
when it's mostly aimed at black people.
No,
what the hell am I supposed to think?
I just told you. You can think what you want to think.
No, I'm gonna think this white dude. If a white dude said, "I'm okay," this white dude think black people are monkeys.
Look, let me tell you right now. They thought they said black people were let me say this, and we'll just change the whole subject. For the longest time, people thought gay people were child molesters. That's what they thought. Men who were gay were child molesters. That's what so they determined that. That's what they said in there, and that was the stereotype. You could accept that, and most people did. But that doesn't mean it's true, and that doesn't mean you have to accept it. I don't accept that gay men are child molesters. All gay men are child molesters. I don't accept that. So the fact of the matter is, because someone says something over and over and over and over and tries to beat it in your head, that doesn't mean you have to accept it. If you accepted it, that's on you. That has nothing. And if majority of people accept it, that's on them too. I don't have to accept it. And the fact is, because you accepted it, you want me to try to accept it too. And I refuse. I rebuke you. I'm just being real though. Because you got, like, the thing is, at some point, you got to stop caring about what other people think of you. And you need to start caring more about how you are and who you are and accepting who you are. And then holding other people who you see as you to the same standard. We, as people, as black people, have failed because we do not force other people in our community to hold the same standard. We allow them to act out and be unruly, and then we don't chastise them. We let them be like, oh, that's just how they are. Oh well. We just throw our hands up and say, well. But we don't sit there and chastise them and literally demean them to say, I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed to associate myself with you.
Would you do that?
Would I do what?
Chastise someone?
I just did.
You didn't know? Like,
didn't I just do that what do you mean?
No,
we having a conversation.
Let's say you had what's the place wherever you were at again?
Urban Air.
Urban Air.
You can't even look. That's the closest thing to us is Urban. You can't even remember.
I've never been there. Okay, let's say you at Urban Air again with whoever, and then this situation happens again. Let's say different.
Mind you, now at that point, the police were already there, so they had already taken over the situation, and all I could do is shake my head and just be like, monkeys.
Don't do that. Dude, you are already,
but
don't do that.
That's why I'm telling you what I was thinking then. All right, I'm just giving you a recap.
Okay.
All right.
So let's say it happens again.
If I could intervene
and be like, look, y'all need to stop this.
If I seen somebody about to start something in an area that like I feel is not appropriate, I would say, hey man, calm down, man. What are we doing? What are we doing here? I would try to stop. I would try to intervene and say, this isn't appropriate right now for us to do that. Now I ain't gonna go and be stupid and jump into something that I get my butt shot.
You see how you just said that? Listen, guys, this is not appropriate. This is not the place for that.
And if I see in my eyes that you are too far gone of sense, but I'm gonna step back.
But you didn't say, listen, y'all act like a bunch of monkeys. Stop it. Like, you didn't do that. You just say, hey, y'all.
No,
this is
well, wait a
Doc.
minute. First off, let me say this. When dealing with people who are in a angry state of insecurity, and I'm in person with them, I need to bring them back in a calm manner
It's called
because
de-escalation.
yes, I'm de-escalating because it's just like you seen the Hulk. If the Hulk is smash, he's so dumb and he's so angry at stuff that he doesn't even recognize what he's doing. The lady will have to come in and say, Hulk, calm down. Have to get him calm for he can have sense.
But see, that's but what you just did right there is you chose better words.
That's
You
because I'm
did
trying to
that.
no. At that point, I'm trying to de-escalate something. At the time we're having our show, I'm trying to
Escalate?
no, I'm not
That's
trying to.
exactly
I'm
what
trying
happened.
to let off steam for myself of the
Okay.
frustration that I see from our people.
Okay.
You don't when your kid is caught stealing, you don't or not my bad, not stealing, because that's the best kind of you can still chastise them stealing. But when your kid is about, angry because somebody he ready to fight somebody, you don't just snap on them. You calm down. You saw the Christmas story. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, you remember when whatever his name is, Tommy, whatever his name was, Alfie starts beating up the kid, and the mother had to stop him. She had to calm him down. She didn't flip out on him because he was in such a rage of insecurity.
Because he was triggered.
He was. I said he was so mad and getting tired of being put down by that bully. And not just that, because he couldn't have his toy and all these other things that was happening. He just snapped. And I'm saying is because he lost control, you need someone to bring a de-escalation or more calmer state to bring him back down from there.
Now, using that same analogy.
Yes.
Now, just imagine. Okay, Ralphie's black people, right?
Yeah.
And that bully is white people. You got to deal with that most times, right? The racism,
Okay.
most times.
Okay, yeah.
And then the one day you walking home, and here you come.
I'm his mother.
No, you the bully.
Okay.
And you hit him in the face with a snowball.
Okay.
You call him a monkey. The snowball is the monkey.
The snowball is the monkey?
The snowball is you calling that monkey.
Okay.
And then that's it. It triggered him. Every day this bully saw him. Every day this bully, they had to run from this bully in the movie. Right?
Yeah, I think it's a bad analogy, but
it's
go
a
ahead.
bad. I'm trying to make this work.
Go ahead.
But here you come, hey monkey, and boom. Then you wonder why people coming at you.
I wasn't. See, this is the thing, though. Once again, I'm not throwing the snowball monkey at you. I'm throwing it at the people who were acting out. Do you not understand that? You are trying to accept the monkey term to yourself. That's the problem. It ain't me. It's the fact that you accept that monkey.
I'm trying, y'all. It's not working. I'm trying.
But no, you hear that? Like you keep trying to make. I understand it's a trigger word for you, but I'm saying
for most black people, it is. For most, I can't speak for every black person.
That's exactly, but yeah, don't because you sure as hell ain't speaking for me.
I cannot. That's why I said most because I know it don't bother you.
Now,
because if it did, you wouldn't have called another. You wouldn't have said that about.
But
whoever.
This is, and not for nothing, I'm not white. I could see if it was a white person calling on a black person that, and how you could possibly make it be like it's a racial thing.
Oh, it definitely is.
Okay, I can see that.
Is.
I can see that, but a black person calling another black person that, you can't call it racial. As much as you want to make it racial, you can't call it racial. Now, if I'd have said them black monkeys, then you could have said, it's racial. Because now I differentiated and specifically said their race, the color of their skin, and then use that. Then you could say that.
But have you ever heard white monkeys?
I do. There are such things as white monkeys.
I know, but you ever heard anybody call anybody white?
If they did, it would be racial.
You know, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Right? What I'm saying, if a black person was like, you white monkeys, wouldn't that be racial?
Yeah, it would be.
I rest my case.
But how have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard somebody call somebody white a monkey?
Have I ever heard somebody white call somebody
I mean,
black monkey?
No. Have you ever heard somebody of a different race call a white person a monkey?
I've never heard a white person call a black person monkey.
It happens.
I know it's happened through
Trust
history and movies
Trust me.
and stuff, but I've personally never seen a white person call a black person monkey.
And this is crazy. Y'all from Mississippi, right? No one's ever done that.
No white person that I've ever seen call a black person.
My family from Alabama. I'm telling you.
No, I believe. No, stop. Let's not make the narrative that Canteen don't believe that white people.
No,
I believe they have done that.
I'm not saying that.
I just personally haven't seen nobody do it.
It's just a little surprising. That's all I'm saying.
I've seen them call people, niggas and things like that, but I ain't never heard nobody. I've never heard them say that in person. I believe they've done it. I mean, clearly, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if a white person was to call another white person, white, whatever, I would think it would be racial. But if they just called them a term, I wouldn't think it would be racial. That's just me. I might think differently than other people. That's just, I'm like I said, I apologize if I made anybody feel small or feel unworthy of being less than a human. But I don't apologize for what I said because that's how I felt at the time. And I just want people to start carrying themselves and not being so reactive. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why. Do you see a correlation of people who are from urban areas and I mean, when I say urban areas, I don't mean just the community is black. I mean the hood. All right. When you see people who are from the hood, do you see a correlation of how they react to confrontation differently than how people who are from higher levels of status and financial status and positions in life react to things?
Well, yeah, growing up in it.
No, I mean in life, just in life.
In
like as they
life.
grow up, say you grew up in a poor area and then another person grew up in a more established, richer area, how both of them react to things.
I mean, that's basically me and you. Like,
yes.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's just even if you let's say you were raised, because I was raised pretty decent, even though the neighborhood I was raised in wasn't good. Okay. So even if you raised, like, my parents were pretty hard on us. So even if we were raised, right, you still got to face that in the street. Somebody, somewhere, you're going to have some type of confrontation. And in like the neighborhood somewhere, whether you want it or not.
Now, mind you, we also know that you told me you've been jumped before.
Yes, I have.
I've never been jumped. I've fought kids, but I've never been where 4 or 5 people try to beat me up at the same time. And that probably has a big part of how you react to things.
It is. Like, you don't understand. I tell people all the time, like, people don't understand the psychological damage that it like the physical wounds healed like that.
Yeah.
It's just the days after.
And how you perceive yourself too, probably, huh?
Myself and things, and the next time I got into a fight, I fought like a wild animal. And I hate to compare myself like that because I just told you not to. But that's how
I love it. No, you be honest. That's how you felt. You felt like you was. It was fight or flight, and I'm tired of flying, so I'm going to fight
for my life here.
As you should. As you should.
Now that's just one of it. Now just imagine someone who has to fight. Like, let's just make it live like every day coming back from school, or just being outside and getting into a fight. Yeah. That's just how some of these neighborhoods work.
And what it does is it creates that mindset of I always have to
it stays
prove myself that I'm not gonna be a victim.
It stays with you.
But But in the same sense, which I feel is unfortunate that you had to go through that and live a life of proving that to people, it also creates you of an inferiority complex to where you react when you're a grown man or a grown woman in a more aggressive manner than you have to in certain situations. And I'm not saying I'm not guilty of certain things. I have reacted to people in negatively from them approaching me in an inappropriate way, and I've reacted in a less than noble way. And mind you, you get applauded or whatever it can be, or people think you bad or whatever. It's not right. I've grown to the point where I realize how I am perceived or how I treat myself and how I let other people make me react to is also I see myself. You know what I mean? If I get it. Like there's some levels especially in the black community, we have a short fuse. We do not accept certain things that other races of people might be more patient about. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
It's and like you said, black people we are big on respect because black people are have been disrespected in this country for so not even just in this country and other countries around the world. Black people are looked at less than.
But let me can I can
And
I can I can I say something?
and go ahead.
Do you think they are looked at as less than because, and this is my question, the way we react to things makes us be less than?
Eh, say that again.
Do you
Do
think the way people perceive us as less than is because of how we react to things makes us look less than?
how we actually make us look. I mean, okay, I see what you mean. I
Meaning,
see how they perceive us
like, okay, I'll give you an example.
because
I'll give you an example. I'll
they
give you an example.
see
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. So let's say somebody come up and slap you, right? Pow, slap you. You could flip out, start attacking them, right? Or you can walk away, or you can sit there and laugh at them. Which one do you think looks more of a strength?
hit them back.
You think that hitting them back would look like more of a strength?
Yeah.
See, that's the difference between me. I think laughing at them would look more strength, would show more reserve and just like that you're such a non-factor that your slap mean nothing to me. It's I know people will be like, oh, but just to sit there, somebody slap you, they're either trying to antagonize you or they're so frustrated with you that they had to resort to violence, and you sit there and laugh at them.
Okay. So
Like, what did you thought that was going to do to me?
okay. So where we work,
Yes,
violence is just part of the
it is.
So do you have enough strength if somebody comes up to you and slaps you? Do you have enough strength now to
I right now I can say I'm working on myself. No, I'm being real. I'm being
no?
real. I'm
Yeah,
being real
I
myself.
get you.
And I don't. I think if you carry yourself in a high regard, I don't think people would try you to slap you. But let's just say somebody were to, they want to see if they can get you a rise. I understand people who are trying to slap me are trying to get a rise out of me. And I can stoop down to their level and react the way they want to see me react and fight them and flip out and all that other stuff. Or I could rise above that and say, you're not even worth my time. Which truly they're not worth my time. So I want to say I would want to be a bigger person and not react to it. Could I
want to?
I want to say that. Do I think I in the past I have not been strong enough to not to not react. I've been weak to where I have reacted. And I've used, violence and things like that to because I couldn't know any other way to handle the situation, which, I could have handled it differently. I didn't have to handle it that way. But I didn't see no other way at the time of handling it.
And that's how a lot of black people, unfortunately, think.
Which is wrong, but that's the way we do.
It's just
it's wrong though. It's wrong to think that
it's
though.
right. I'm not saying it's right.
I get it. The easy thing is to just flip out and just wreak havoc on the person that is challenging you. But is that the strongest thing to do? That's why I say our minds have to be changed and how we see things. We have to look outside the box and say, the way we've been used to doing things is probably not the right way. And this is why I want to ask y'all this. What do you think if Martin Luther King could be reincarnated right now? If Malcolm X could be reincarnated right now, how do you think they would see the society we are as a community of African Americans right now? Do you think they would be happy?
No.
Or do you think they would be ashamed?
No, they wouldn't be happy because we've fallen so far. From as a society we've fallen so far from what we were.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm trying to get back to. I'm trying to get back to where we hold each other accountable, me included, and we hold ourselves at a higher nobility standard to say we can do better, we will do better, we should do better. That's it. And when I see people not holding them standards and not trying to be, and they're walking with the what's it called, the when somebody calls you, they make something stereotype. When they make you just, they're walking their lives through being a walking stereotype. I get frustrated, and I think about the people in my grandmother and ancestors that have come before me who have struggled and lived a life that we're living a life that they couldn't even dream of. And I feel like when we do what we do, we're spitting in their face. That's how I really feel. It frustrates me to the point where yesterday I was at work and I was thinking about this, what I was going to say to everybody, and I was in tears because I understand all of us have dealt with pain and not feeling completely free or feeling like we're equal to somebody. But then I had to get back to myself and say, I control myself. I control who I am. They can't control who I am. And at that point, I realized I don't care about what they think. I don't go for, and you know how I move. I don't accept I need their approval. I need to feel like they see me as this.
Yeah, that's true.
And something about that to me is very powerful, where you don't have to make yourself. You're the only one that you should be trying to impress. You and your ancestors, people who come before you that have put themselves on the line to try to make our lives better. They're the only people we should be trying to impress. If you can look yourself in the mirror and say your ancestors will be proud of you, then that's all that matters. But if you can't do that, then we got some work to do. I know I got some work to do.
Everybody can improve themselves better. So,
hey man, if you like the content, man, hit that like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, hit the notification bell. I'm telling you, do it right now. You're not gonna want to miss any more episodes, man. We're gonna start hitting out, running them out, doing some more, bangers for y'all. I know the week, is coming up. The man, he been grinding. He trying to grind on you. He gonna try to grind on you all week. Don't pay him no mind. Duck and dodge his ass. Because at the end of the day, you and your mind is the only thing. The love for yourself is the only thing that really matters. What else you got to say, Beans? What else you want to talk about? Anything before we get out of here? Will you put my damn wire down? You been playing the hell in my wire. It was there. I think I was playing with it, and then I put it down, and you took it.
Yeah, I did.
We fidgety, y'all.
Yeah, sorry. No, I think this was it. This was enough.
So hopefully I address what y'all, to everybody who felt offended. And if you still offended by what I said, change the motherfucking channel. I don't know what else to tell y'all because I'm gonna say what I want to say on this show because this is me and Bean's personal opinion.
You always start off good.
And then I gotta keep it real with them.
I get you.
Hey, man. Don't let them beat you up too bad, man. And I'm gonna stand on mine like I always will for y'all. Hey, I'm your boy Canteen. This is my man Beans.
Y'all have a good week.
Hey, it's the social norm. We out.
Y'all pray for us.
Oh God, don't pray. Oh, shout out. Oh, two things before I go. Shout out to you know who you are who talked to me about that. And I appreciate you because this was, the way we talked and you spoke to me. I hope this helped you out. And like I said, that's the only person that I felt I really was doing this episode for.
Okay.
For the rest of y'all that's in the cut that just talking behind my back, I ain't got a motherfucker.
On, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it. The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys established a gamut of information from relations to